We get to a certain stage in our life and we think, huh, I'm more towards, not towards the front half, I'm more towards the back half of my life and what that's going to look like when it gets to be the point that I don't feel like working anymore, I don't want to work, or I can't work. Some of you might be already at that place, and some of you might be just at the beginning stages of that. Any way that you look at it. Hi, motorcycle. Talking about life. When you talk about the end of your life and you think, okay, what do I want that to look like? Do you want to have hired help that comes in and cleans your home for you while you're sitting over by the pool drinking a lemonade or something like that? Do you want to be traveling? Or do you only see for your future sitting in a lazy boy with your feet propped up, watching the TV in a way that is unflattering to the camera angle? How do you see yourself being? I know that I saw my grandmother, who I loved very much, just sitting around um, and not doing a whole lot of anything. She was 78 when she died, and she'd been sick for a long time, and was kind of homebound. And I thought, that is not how I want to live my last few years. I talked to a lady who I've known for several years, and she is now 87 years old, and she is in a memory care facility. And when I think about these two women, I think, huh, what, you need to think about your future. Now, you might be really bored with this right now, but I want you to be thinking, what can I do? Because you are not at the end of your life where nothing matters. You actually have a lot of wisdom to pass on. So, how could you do that? Could you go into the schools and help in the libraries? Read books to the kids? Could you go and help out at the various shelters and be the voice of wisdom for people that are a little down on their luck? I'll tell you what gets you out of a rut is you talking to other people and realizing that your life is not so bad, or that some of the things that you've experienced you can now bring to the table to help them not have life so bad. So there are a lot of ways that you can contribute as you get older. And if you're thinking, well, what about the money? Okay, what are you willing to do? Are you willing to go and talk to people? Are you willing to go and work at one of the stores as a receipt checker? Are you willing to go look for some part-time work? I mean, I know that most of you have probably hustled your life. I know I have. I usually had 2 or 3 jobs at a single time. To have one job was like, well, what? What's that like with all that extra time? Um, so I got used to hustling, and then I was down to one job, and then I had kids, and blah, blah, blah. At any rate, so where are you at right now in your ability to do something, anything? Keep your joints moving, keep the arthritis at bay, do the things that help you feel like you are still a contributing member of society and that you have something to offer. So when you think about your future, I asked a friend, she died at the age of 97. When I asked her when she was 86 years old, how long do you want to live? And she said, well, I don't know. And I said, well, you got to have goals. How long do you want to live? What kind of life do you want to live? And so she thought about it. She didn't have to have an answer for me. I just wanted to plant a seed with her that if you plan on living to 120 years old and you don't want to be mopey, dopey, gropey, yeah, don't be gropey, but you want to do something with your life, then you got to have a plan for that. You got to have some goals, even when you're 93 years old. What else do you want to do with your life? How do you want to contribute? My friend wrote a book. Somebody wrote down the stories of her life and she wrote a book. So even when she passed, there was a legacy left behind. So I talk to people all the time about legacy. What do you want for your future? What's your income going to look like? What is this? And there are a lot of people, if you look and do an internet search, that you will find that they were in their 60s and 70s, even 90s, when they were starting to contribute in a way that was meaningful to the rest of the world. So if that's encouraging for you, I hope that that is great. And if you go, I don't know what to do, well, start off by getting out into the world and volunteering some of your time. Maybe you'll get paid for it.